Hello, the View. There are sources of yours, and there was WTNH News right after you, who are involved with fabricating audio and video with child abusers. They also have Interbranch, all their differences, even their sexual differences, as their roles with predators. For example, rape threats from New Britain Superior Court Facebook page, also that were effectively used with other passion crimes intercities with the same tied to the same names, forging and switching names roles. You know, these are people with roles with gay and bisexual and straight people that are in collusion with uses of that as their shared identity thefts and frauds roles. Now, they've been falsifying police reports and switching names of officers. They have Wethersfield Police Chief, his daughter, criminally involved. And they bring up they're pretending to be against things like racism and hate and things like that, and they bring up phobias. They diagnose people with phobias, people who aren't even doctors, and doctors with physical delusions, fabricating audio and video, drugs and medicines crimes roles. With doctors, drugs and medicines crimes, and with overt criminal enterprises also recorded involved with the Interbranch. Overt criminal enterprises, people tied to the body dumping spots of killers, and those killers personally criminally involved with them, with the subjects they brought up. Then they play, oh, I don't understand. When you go to court, they don't let you talk. They attach you to fake audio and video. They attach everyone around you to fake audio and video. See, they prevent people calm means to defend themselves with speech, and they protract that, and then they get people to raise their voice, where and how the police forms hadn't have roles with other countries, overt criminal enterprises, private ones, criminally foreign influence. No, at all locations, it is clear as day. Also, delusions raw when they make opinions about others, especially when they make opinions about other people's mental states and things like that. They start calling people names that way. Now then they keep having these commercials on with all these drugs, with all these side effects. That's part of their extortion method against all the people every day that go to courts that never had, since they were child abused, pretending other because they got paid by whatever. Since they were kids, they were criminally foreign influenced, involved with data racketeering, with databases in off the locations like schools. These are people involved with identity thefts and frauds, also in the form of falsified police reports through time connected, as people also leading up to and in the World Trade Center attack context, leading in the Ninth Circuit Court and in the World Trade Center, in the attack context of 9/11. And since, as people in Connecticut interstates leading up to it, and since they coordinated intercities, worse than interstates and worse than just internations roles with predicate acts, on-off campuses timed, on-off where people live timed. So they have complete possession over where everyone just keeps speaking everywhere anyway, and where and how they make confessions about their roles with the male and female judges. See, we have female judges involved with racial and sexual predators that are pretending to be against, but that are pretending lies about others. What's their excuse? Oh, well, this is what the police said. Have the police pick one name and sequence it and follow mandated law for WTNH. You guys are bringing up serious topics. They also brought up how they have nursing homes with out on strike. Who's even watching the elderly people now? In other words, the elderly people are either tortured and extorted one way or tortured and extorted other ways. And it's not about the money. That's an employed outcome in the narratives, with the fact-cheating nature narratives of the workers, of the lawyers, of the police forms, the court. They're all completely criminally foreign influenced and delusions raw, differentially, increasingly though, too. So, in other words, you guys are preventing mandated law, and so there's an O'Brien family and there's a Cololo family involved with, as the ones in recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed, involved with the people's forging and switching names. There's the name KNERR on Facebook with the New Britain Superior Court Facebook page. And there's the name KERR. Also recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed, involved with overt criminal enterprises on my street through time. And then timed uses of it years later. With the Wethersfield, there was Wethersfield police in the street, in the houses near, in the streets near, involved with Wethersfield police, the Smith family, Mendez family, ones who answer the phones for the police. People associated with them, like Domains, involved with criminally foreign influence use of my name with my neighbors through time since I was a kid. I never saw him in my neighborhood either. Eric Mendez, his brother, those two police criminally intercities, on off Fox Connecticut News, on off the Wethersfield Police Department, and on off New Britain Superior Court involved with predicate acts. Other locations and schools, also further criminal involved with the principal child abusers campus, where their crimes were used to force that. Sustained. That's why no one's responded to me. I couldn't get anything in writing since before the World Trade Center attack. They consciously made me and other people raise our voices too, where they have some sick fake men and women who have no integrity. So they use how someone yelled or raised their voice for a domestic. They call it domestic. And then they have domestic abuse experts, and they're defending themselves, using other people's evidences, like police forms and courts, and their witnesses. They're leaving out all the sequence shifts. They're leaving out federal crimes with evidences. So get them onto paper. New Britain Superior Court involved with you guys. And there's a College View. There's a guy, men and women associated with a College View. Then Eric Oliveri and that one of the Cololo families. More than one Cololo family is involved with the names and with houses. And there's a Spada family. And the Spada family also said, one of the members said that Fred Grisey, after they graduated, was one of the ones that involved with them, with where they made all those confessions, demonstrations to me. After they graduated, because they were involved with sequence shifts, they all got locked into sequence shifts and roles with falsified police reports with their family members, overt criminal enterprises and private ones, and just people from other schools involved with identity thefts and frauds that are designed to keep the intelligence community criminally foreign influence. People with Washington, D.C., and people with the World Trade Center already being and having been used offensive evidence reception racketeering before the World Trade Center. They can't afford a legitimate investigation of that. These are also people with foreign and domestic military on off Trinity College, on off CCUSU, who coordinated predicate acts with the judges and prosecutors in foreign countries criminally involved. Yeah.